There's a particular kind of loneliness that comes with understanding things most people never pause to question. You notice patterns in conversations that others miss. You sense the weight of unspoken truths hanging in the air. And while everyone around you seems content with surface-level answers, you're left wrestling with questions that have no easy solutions. The world moves fast, and you move slow, not because you can't keep up, but because you refuse to accept anything at face value. What I'm about to share isn't just another personality analysis. This goes deeper into the actual mechanics of how your mind operates, why you experience reality differently, and what this constant mental intensity really costs you. By the end, you'll understand why your brain works this way, what it's protecting you from, and why the very thing that isolates you might be your greatest strength. Stay with me, because what comes next will explain everything you felt but couldn't name. Most human beings are designed for speed. Their minds work like well-oiled machines that process information quickly, reach conclusions efficiently, and move on without hesitation. This isn't a flaw, it's survival. Throughout history, the ones who deliberated too long became prey. The ones who overthought the danger got left behind. Evolution favored rapid decision-making, and society still does. We celebrate quick thinkers, fast talkers, people who can scan a situation and react without second-guessing themselves. But your mind wasn't built for speed. It was built for depth. Where others see a simple interaction, you see layers. A casual comment from a coworker isn't just a comment, it's a reflection of their current emotional state, their deeper insecurities, possibly a projection of something unresolved in their past. You don't choose to analyze this way. Your brain simply refuses to skim the surface when there are depths to explore. According to research from the University of California, approximately 15 to 20% of people possess what psychologists call high sensory processing sensitivity, a trait that correlates strongly with deep analytical thinking. These individuals process information more thoroughly, considering nuances and implications that escape the average observer. This creates a fundamental disconnect. While someone else can watch a movie and simply enjoy the story, you're deconstructing the filmmaker's intentions, questioning the moral implications of each character's choices, wondering what it says about our culture that this narrative resonates. It's exhausting. And it's relentless. The ancient Stoics understood something crucial about this type of mind. Marcus Aurelius wrote from a place of profound isolation, surrounded by people yet utterly alone in his contemplations. He recognized that the thinking person lives in a different world than the one occupied by those around them. Not a better world, just a different one. More complex. More textured. Heavier. Your thoughts have weight. This isn't metaphor, it's neuroscience. When you engage in deep analytical processing, your prefrontal cortex shows significantly higher activity than during automatic thinking. This region of the brain consumes enormous amounts of glucose and oxygen. Deep thinking is literally metabolically expensive. Your brain is burning more fuel, working harder, processing more variables simultaneously. While someone else's mind takes the highway, yours is mapping every side street, alley, and hidden pathway. This explains why social situations drain you in ways others don't understand. A simple dinner party isn't simple for you. You're tracking conversational dynamics, noticing who interrupts whom, sensing tensions beneath polite smiles, questioning your own responses, wondering if your contribution was appropriate or too much or not enough. You're running multiple simulations simultaneously. How did that comment land? What did that facial expression mean? Why did the energy shift when that topic came up? Other people experience one conversation. You experience 20. And here's what nobody tells you, this isn't anxiety, though it often gets mislabeled as such. This is your mind doing exactly what it was designed to do, just with more precision than the situation typically requires. Kierkegaard spoke of the sickness unto death, a despair that comes from being conscious of consciousness itself. When you think about thinking, when you observe yourself observing, you create distance between your experience and your awareness of that experience. Most people live inside their lives. You live both inside and outside simultaneously, watching yourself live while also living. This dual awareness is the essence of deep thought, and it's fundamentally isolating. Because you can't turn it off. Someone might tell you to just relax or stop overthinking, and they mean well, but they don't understand that this isn't a choice. Telling you to stop thinking deeply is like telling someone to stop being tall. It's your fundamental architecture. Research from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology indicates that individuals with higher cognitive complexity experience the world through more differentiated mental frameworks. You're not choosing to complicate things, you're simply seeing complications that actually exist. This creates what I call the clarity curse. You see things clearly, patterns in behavior, contradictions in logic, future consequences that others miss. You understand why that relationship won't work long before it falls apart. You recognize the flaw in that business plan during the initial pitch. You sense the dishonesty in that carefully worded explanation. And this clarity doesn't make you superior, it makes you perpetually out of sync with the timeline everyone else is living on. You're seeing the end of the movie while everyone else is enjoying Act 2. You're tasting the bitterness in the wine while everyone else is celebrating. You're feeling the foundation crack while everyone else admires the building. The philosopher Schopenhauer described existence as suffering, but specifically, he was talking about the suffering that comes with awareness. The more conscious you become, the more you recognize the mechanisms at play, in society, in relationships, in your own behavior. You see the puppet strings. You notice the script everyone else is unconsciously following. And once you see these things, you can't unsee them. This is why small talk feels like torture. Not because you're arrogant or antisocial, but because your brain is built to seek substance, and surface-level exchanges provide none. When someone discusses weather or traffic, your mind is starving. It's like trying to survive on empty calories when you need real nutrition. According to behavioral research, deep thinkers require meaningful exchange to activate their reward systems. Superficial interaction doesn't just bore you, it actually creates a form of cognitive hunger. But here's where it gets complicated. Society runs on small talk. Bonds form through light exchange. Trust builds through repeated casual interaction. The social glue that holds communities together is made of precisely the kind of surface-level engagement that leaves you feeling empty. So you face an impossible choice: participate in something that depletes you, or withdraw and risk isolation. Most deep thinkers choose isolation. Not completely, but in degrees. You limit your exposure. You cultivate a small circle of people who understand, who can match your depth, who won't drain you with endless triviality. This isn't misanthropy. This is self-preservation. Nietzsche wrote about the eternal recurrence, the idea that you might have to live your life over and over infinitely. For most people, this is either terrifying or meaningless. For deep thinkers, it's a different question entirely. Would you want to re-experience not just the events of your life, but every thought you've had? Every analysis? Every moment of watching yourself think about thinking? The weight multiplies infinitely. Your relationship with time is different too. While others move through life sequentially, experiencing one moment then the next, you're constantly pulling the past forward and pushing the present into future implications. Every current experience is layered with memory and projection. You're never quite here because here is insufficient. Your mind needs context, history, trajectory. You need to understand not just what is, but how it came to be and where it's heading. This temporal complexity explains why you struggle with simple pleasures. Someone else can eat a meal and just enjoy it. You're thinking about the labor that produced it, the supply chains that delivered it, the privilege that allowed you to afford it, the health implications of consuming it, the environmental cost of the ingredients. You're not trying to ruin the experience, your brain simply won't let you have it without context. And yet, here's what matters most. This way of being, this constant depth, this inability to skim surfaces, it serves a purpose. Throughout history, every advancement in human understanding came from someone who couldn't accept the existing answers. Every breakthrough began with someone who thought too much, questioned too deeply, refused to move on when everyone else already had. The deep thinker carries the burden of consciousness so that others don't have to. You map the complexity so that simpler paths can be found. You see the dangers before they manifest. You ask the questions that need asking. Your suffering isn't meaningless, it's the price of clarity in a world that usually prefers comfortable illusions. This doesn't make it easier. But it makes it matter.